To the northeast of New Zealand sits the island nation of Tonga, a kingdom made up of over 170 different islands, 45 of which are inhabited. Today, we'd like to show you what it's like to travel around the main island of Tongatapu. We'll show you different things that you can see and show you how we spent the day. The day we picked to travel around Tongatapu was a public holiday, July 4th, which is the King's birthday. You'll get to see us travel around Tongatapu to experience some of the national pride that comes with the holiday, as well as enjoying some food, enjoying the greenery and scenery that we see along our drive, and even stopping at some of the landmarks and sites that make Tongatapu a place that many want to visit. We started our day on the north side of the island in the capital city of Nuku'alofa. We tried out a cafe popular among foreigners and the physically active for breakfast. Coffee Post serves a good variety for breakfast. We started with some hot chocolate and tropical smoothies, and we do recommend the tropical smoothies as they were sweet and refreshing. I got a big breakfast, which came with sausage, bacon, tomatoes, eggs, beans, and toast. Being from the United States, I had never before tried beans on my toast, but my wife, who has spent time in the United Kingdom, insisted that I try it. It wasn't bad, and I would eat beans on my toast again. My wife had the Tonga toast, a different take on French toast with very fluffy bread. She liked it, but wished she got more pieces of toast for the price for the plate. She also tried the omelet, which came with toast on the side. The toast was perfect for putting your omelet on it. We both got to enjoy some of that. We both enjoyed our first tropical smoothie so much that we ordered another smoothie, but this time I tried the mango smoothie, which was just as sweet and refreshing, and my wife tried the green smoothie. It was just a quick walk down the street to the Royal Palace, where we caught the end of a military parade. We got to hear the band play and saw some soldiers carrying the flag. When it was all over, the Army and the Navy marched away from the palace and out of sight. But this wouldn't be the last time that we would see them today. Back down the road, the military had looped around to lead a parade down the main road. This parade was part of the celebrations of the Heilala Week, one of the most exciting festivals here in Tonga. Part of the celebrations is the Miss Heilala beauty pageant. You'll see some of the beauty contestants featured on the floats going down the parade. This marching band you're seeing is from the Tailulu College. You will notice that they're wearing very vibrant colors as their uniforms, as do most of the high schools here in Tonga. After the parade, we made our way back to our car and decided to drive the 50 minutes to Ha'amonga a Maui, also known as Tongan Stonehenge. The drive was long, but we decided to make it a little bit better by stopping at our favorite bakery in the village of Veitongo. This bakery is great. When you see that red hot bread sign lit, you know that there's something fresh and delicious waiting inside for you. You'll find a variety of baked goods inside, but our favorites are the regular bread, the coconut bread, and the cinnamon bread. As you continue towards the east side of the island, and you get further away from the capital, you start to feel that small town feeling. The main road that you travel on to get there has many shops, gas stations, churches, and other buildings off to the side. But greenery becomes more and more abundant as you continue towards the east side of the island. Finally, we arrived at our destination. This structure was erected by the 11th Tui Tonga, a ruler. There was speculation as to the purpose of this structure, such as it being the gateway to a royal compound, but a more modern king of Tonga offered a different explanation, that it was related to the lunar calendar. And surveyors confirmed this when they noticed that the notches in the top and the support beams lined up with the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn on the shortest day of the year. The grounds around this structure are beautiful. The grass is well cut, and these pathways that you can see off behind lead straight to the ocean. You can see the ocean straight down these pathways. This stone slab has an interesting story to it. Located close to the structure that we were just looking at, there is this stone slab at the back of the grounds. If you walk towards it, you'll learn of the story of a blind king who ruled long ago. He was very paranoid and afraid of being stabbed, especially being stabbed in the back. He didn't want to be assassinated at all. So he would sit with his back to this stone so that no one could sneak up on him. He often carried with him a wooden staff, and if anyone came towards him unannounced, he would thrash his wooden staff forward and would often hit people in the knee. His name was Tui, or the king who strikes the knee. Continuing on our journey, we headed back towards the west side of the island. It was another long trip, but only because my wife decided to take the scenic route. Instead of continuing on the main road, which we took to arrive on the east side, we continued on some back roads and drove through some greenery. It was a nice break from the main road. We only stopped off so we could show you the international airport. The international airport here on Tongatapu is very small compared to other international airports you'll see because it doesn't service as many people. Most of it is outside or under these coverings, and you'll only get a brief glimpse of it. There are usually only a few flights that come into Tonga per day and leave per day, so it's not very busy, but when a flight does come in, you see lots of people standing around. Next, we arrived back on the west side of the island in the village of LiQWYD. You'll see a temple for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in this village, and right down the road, you'll see a church high school, also run by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The main tower was under construction, but this high school, LiQWYD High School, is an English immersion high school and has a pretty big campus with buildings for classes, dorms for students, and housing for teachers that can all be found on the grounds. There's beautiful coconut trees found around the grounds as well. A bit down the road from the high school, you'll see the three-headed coconut, a coconut tree with 3 distinct heads, as you can see here. It's interesting to stop and look at, as it's not something you see every day, but it's right off the main road, so it's easy to stop at and take a look. It's a short drive from the village of LiQWYD to our next destination, the Mapua Vaea Blowholes. This is located right on the southern coast of Tongatapu and is beautiful. I have not been here at a different time of day where it hasn't looked good. We were here when the sun was still up, but I highly recommend coming at sunset. We were here on a day where the sea was rather calm. You can see spectacular demonstrations of the sea's power as it slams into these rocks and causes water to spurt up into the air. Again, today the sea was a little bit calm, so I'll show you some footage of when I last came here, when the ocean was truly putting on a display for us. Our next destination was only a stone throws away to Tsunami Rock. We had to drive on a pretty straight road to get there, but it was pretty scenic, so I thought I'd show off some of the Tongan countryside. Something you should know about the roads in Tonga, there are plenty of potholes on them. This road is not one of the main roads and is very bumpy, but even the main roads have their fair share of potholes. Soon we arrived at our destination, Tsunami Rock. The road to get to the rock itself is so bumpy, our little car couldn't handle it, so we had to park off to the side and just take a little hike to get to the rock. This massive rock sits almost 100 meters inland. It is believed that thousands of years ago, a massive tsunami hit Tonga, bringing this rock inland to where it now sits. The story that is told about it is regarding Maui, a demigod who is prevalent in many Polynesian cultures. He was sleeping on an island that's off the coast of Tongatapu called Eoa, and there was a rooster who woke him. He was angry and he started throwing rocks at the rooster. The rooster managed to escape from Eoa to Tongatapu, and this giant rock is supposedly the rock that killed the rooster, allowing Maui to go back to sleep. As you can see, the scenery around the rock is absolutely beautiful, and the ocean's not far there in the distance. But we'll let you see it for yourself, and we'll try to give you the best view possible from our camera. Our last stop before it got too dark was Ha'atafu Beach on the far west side of Tongatapu. This beach is one of the most scenic and is very tranquil, but is also popular. On a day like today when it's a public holiday, you'll see lots of people there. Since I had come later in the day, some of the crowds had already gone away, but there was still a fair amount of people there. But I got to enjoy the sun and the beautiful sand and the sound of the waves as the sun was beginning to set. It was wonderful. As we leave this tranquil beach and head back to town, I want you to be aware of the dogs in Tonga. Dogs are everywhere, making walking a little bit dangerous, especially if you're not used to having stray dogs everywhere. There's also a lot of pigs that you'll see around, so be mindful of that. On our way back to town, we passed a government primary school. In 2021, Tonga's literacy rate sat at 99%, so reading is taught well. As we continued on our way to town, safe from the dogs, we passed this community where many people had been relocated to. If you recall, in 2022, the Hunga Tonga Hunga Ha'apai volcano, an underwater and very large volcano, erupted, causing a tsunami. This displaced some people from the west side of Tongatapu, and some of them were relocated here to this area. Having safely made it back into town, we decided to look around and see what was happening. We saw that a block party was going on and many people were gathered around this area. It looked to be that people had tricked out their sound systems and there were judges judging the different sound systems. So that was a little bit entertaining and plenty of people seemed interested.
Looks like the police is walking around home.
We were initially planning to go for a sunset stroll along the waterfront, but we happened to see that a flag lowering ceremony was going on. And we once again saw the military band and the military members marching. To end the night, we decided to go ahead and look for some Tongan barbecue. Just in case you're curious, this meal cost us just over 20 pa'anga. Thanks for following along on our adventures on the King's birthday. We'd like to share with you the sunset that we got to enjoy just last night, which was actually on the 6th of July. It was so beautiful and so relaxing to see on our drive home for the day that we wanted to share it with all of you. Enjoy! Hi Dad!
Hello!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday from Tonga!
We love you very much and we hope you enjoyed watching this video with us.
We have been thinking a lot about a gift to give you on your birthday, and since you love watching travel videos, we decided to record some of the sights from Tonga so that we can share that with you on your birthday.
We hope you enjoyed it a lot. We love and we miss you.
Love you!
Bye!